Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is part 2 of our look at the basic training missions and tips for beginners at the game. So this is the first of the intermediate training missions, which teaches you how to use boost cancel to get out of melee attack animations. Yeah, there is a recovery time after melee attacks, and all you have to do to get out of it is use your boost. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons that it's important to keep boost as you fight, because if you get stuck in some of these attack animations, you can be there for a very long time. Let's see, I was trying to do the downswing, but this Zaku one got the drop on me, so I'm not going to be able to show that off yet. I'm pretty sure I get killed and have to repeat this training. But yeah, that's the downswing animation as you saw last time. That is back in melee, and that's how long it lasts when you are not boosting, or when you don't boost out of it. I failed that. I think my melee attack should have connected a little sooner than it did, but that's just my error, because there's no latency in training mode, so that's on me. But you can see that I did connect as they swung. So yeah, one of the things I have been trying to stress to people is know the exact range of your melee attacks, because you can do a lot more damage that way and catch people with attacks that otherwise you might not think would connect. The melee animation starts just in front of your left foot, basically, for standard Federation beam saber attacks. So yeah, you can get things pretty well ahead of you into your left with that first attack. And there was the video glitching again, as I've been having with this, so you didn't get to see me cancel out of my last attack. Big whoop, but yeah, so that's an important thing, and again, it's one of the reasons you have to try and keep boost before you go into melee, because you're going to need to get back out of melee, and that's important. Next are some various important mobile suit skills. I believe they're about to address, melee combo system. This is an important thing to know. Any mobile suit with the melee combo controller skill can use more than one melee attack. Level 1 gives you 2 attacks, level 2 gives you 3. I haven't seen above level 2 on any mobile suit yet. Here's the trick, though. You cannot use the same attack twice. So if you start with a neutral or forward attack, those are the same thing. You have to, and there's another glitch. You have to go to left and right or to the downswing. The downswing is a combo finisher. You cannot follow it up with anything. And there was another glitch, but yeah, this footage, like I said, the old Elgato is just not keeping up with 1080p on this PlayStation Pro. But I'm going to try and make the most of this footage if I can. This is the emergency evasion system. Emergency evasion controller is the name of the skill, and it is the dodge roll. At level 1, the dodge roll will always overheat your thrusters. At level 2 and higher, you will be left with some thruster capacity available, so if you need to boost, you will still have a chance. The dodge roll is directional. If you go to, forward, left, or right, you will roll in those directions. If you move back, you will shift back in that direction. In space, it's similar, but the animations are slightly different. You will basically do a barrel roll if you evade backwards in space. If forward, left, and right are similar, though forward gets you a lot more momentum in space than it does on the ground. Okay. So next is what? Like I said, still having trouble with this footage. Next we go into specific mobile suit types and testing them in combat. And hopefully I'll be able to tell some useful things as we go. First up is raids. We are on a rock, paper, scissors system here. Raids are stronger than supports, but weaker than generals in terms of damage. Generals stronger than raids, weaker than supports. Supports stronger than generals, weak against raids. So the object is to kill the person you have type advantage over, so that means just ignore that Zaku 2 there and go after the gym sniper. Raids, and there was another glitch. Raids do best with melee attacks generally. There are some some ranged-oriented raids and all-rounders. Raids are also a bit less likely to have emergency evasion than generals are. There's a skill that happens more in raids than in generals called maneuver armor. And what that does is decrease your chances of being stunned while you are boosting. So it takes a little bit to wind up. You can't just hit the boost button to power through a stun attack. You have to have already been moving when it hits you. But that's the primary defensive skill a lot of raid-type mobile suits have. And when you get good with it, you can tank your way through a lot of attacks. If things deal enough stun damage, they will still stun you. It's only a stun resistance. For example, melee attacks will still stun you. Maneuver armor only works against ranged attacks, so melee will still stun. And things that deal a lot of damage, like the camphor shotgun, stun damage, like the camphor shotgun, will still stun you. We're on to the general trial now, which means we are after the raid and not the support. The big danger here in doing this one is that support sniper rifle. It can keep you stunned while the Zaku 1 moves in on you and, does a lot of heavy damage to you with its melee attack after you're stunned. It glitched there, but I was able to beat the Zaku 1 without getting totally wrecked by the Gym Sniper. Kind of tried to keep them lined up so that hopefully the sniper would hit the Zaku 1. Didn't work great, but it I think did help me avoid a little bit of damage. The big advantage you have in the training modes here is that it is very rare for the AI to use counter tackles. A lot of the melee stuff I do in this would not work at all against a human opponent because they would be able to counter tackle me straight out of it. Against human opponents, some of the things best to remember about counter tackles, or about not getting countered. Start your melee attack from behind. Don't just walk up to someone face first and melee. Most important thing is watch for things that mean that they can no longer respond with a tackle. If anyone tackles at you or tackles in your direction, that means that you can then counter with melee with no fear of reprisal. If someone uses a dodge roll and they only have a level 1 emergency evasion controller, you are 100% safe to follow up. So it's things like that. It's knowing what the enemy is capable of at what range that really gets you through. Because there are things like the Gundam Alex that have level 2 emergency evade and can get 2 dodge rolls. So if you try and melee it after 1, you may still get grabbed. So be careful. Once again, you probably saw me having to wait until the heat gauge on the rifle went back to blue, so that I would not overheat it, because that just leaves me completely vulnerable while I'm waiting. Not completely, because the Gym Sniper does have grenades and a beam saber, but there are no ranged stun options for the Gym Sniper once you have redlined that rifle. It's not 100% unique in that, but there aren't a lot of other supports that are left that totally helpless without their main long-range weapon. So be careful using the standard Gym Sniper. There are a bunch of other better support options. For one, the Gym Cannon, because its main weapon can still stagger from a distance. We're now doing the type advantage lessons in space. This is the Draw C, and the skill I'm using as I boost around here is the Forced Injector skill I mentioned in the last video. And the Draw C also has a particularly powerful melee downswing attack. It was that dashing lunge there, which I used too soon, and the Zaku 1 commander was still invulnerable, so it didn't do me any good. Ready for it now, but I'm taking a lot of hits, and we're getting a lot of lag, so you didn't get to see how I got out of that one. How I got out of that one was I got hit, and I'm still invulnerable at the moment, and getting a lot more lag and a lot more errors with this video. I hope this is actually even going to render. But the Drosy also has a really fast Gatling, and that is what I finally was able to kill the Zaku 1 Commander with, because it does a lot of damage very quickly. Machine guns are actually really good in this game because they stack on stun damage relatively rapidly. They're not as good at stunning as, say, a bazooka, but you have the advantage of not being completely up the creek if you miss a shot. If you miss a shot, you hit with a few more shots, and hopefully you get them stunned. But yeah, also as Tenda is telling us, the melee back and melee attack, the downswing, it usually gets called, does not knock people to the ground in this because there's no ground. It just sends them tumbling back and leaves them basically out of commission for a little bit, same as it did on the ground, except without ground. Oh, I am just really making with the good commentary today. Okay, now is I believe the general trial in space, which should be relatively easy. The Drosy will not tackle, which makes it fairly, much less dangerous than a real one would be, but it does have, besides the weapons I mentioned before, a Sturmfaust, basically a single-shot rocket-propelled grenade, and you really have to watch out for those. They do a lot of damage. So, the Drosy is my target, which I'm in a Jim Kai, which has the emergency evasion. That's that barrel roll I was talking about, the backflip. I'm probably getting my terminology wrong, but I managed to finish the Drosy with the Vulcans. The Jim Kai also has the balancers I was talking about in yesterday's video that allow you to cancel your boost directly into a melee attack. The Jim Trainer I was using on the ground also does have that. Not every mobile suit does. If you're using just a vanilla Jim, you're going to end up not having that and going to have to plan around it. But it is doable. And lastly, supports in space. In my opinion, this is actually one of the harder trials because you're very slow moving, and one of the things you have to fight is a Drosy, which is a terror in space. The best thing... I probably don't do the best thing, but one of the best things you can do is just get around it and focus on that general. But also just get some cover. That is something you're going to have to do a fair amount as a support anyway. So keep that rock between you and the Drosy as long as you can. And try to miss a lot fewer shots than I'm missing here, because, man, I have not been able to get anything going. We've got some more errors. I'm getting tagged by the Drosy's machine gun while I try and hit the Jim Kai. You'll notice the Dra has already gotten about 6,000 health off of me now. I caught it with my Sturmfaust. The Zaku 1 Commander has one as well. And I'm just missing every dang shot. But I'm doing an okay job of evading. 2-on-1 is always hard. Against AI, if I were having a better day, I would not be having this much trouble. But I'm having trouble. But Drosy is not directly up in my face. I managed to hit with the Magella Top Gun, managed to hit with the Sturmfaust. Now I have to do is hit again, and the tackle killed it, which glitched out too. I still have no idea if this is actually going to render, but I will give it my best shot. But yeah, I believe the Zaku 1 Commander has enhanced tackle, which gives tackles both extra damage and distance. That's a useful skill to have. But keep an eye on mobile suits that have that, because they can be kind of dangerous to take head on. So that is it for intermediate challenges, or for intermediate challenges. From here are the advanced challenges, which I'm about to fail at embarrassingly. I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to keep, because I failed the challenge I chose about 4 times in a row. But I'm going to just stick with it for a minute or two and see if there's anything useful I think I can teach anybody. Because, again, the challenges are all worth doing. The advanced training challenges also give you 2 tokens each, and there are 6 of them. That is enough for 4 rolls on the supply drop lottery. So, while we're on that is something I can mention. The supply drop lottery, it's good to keep 15 tokens in reserve if you can, which 1 day of daily missions plus that training will do for you, because about once a month they do the boosted supply drop, which gives you half-price tokens. So, or half-price 10 roll. 10 rolls for 15 tokens instead of 30. And that is worth doing. I'm doing okay damage here against this Zaku, but the Gym Sniper is actually doing a pretty good job of keeping me pinned down. And also, I just let my machine gun go empty. I'm trying to follow up with a cracker grenade, which I finally did and got the kill. But I'm down to 2,000 health, and the complete requirements for this challenge are both to kill 2 mobile suits and last for a full, well, I believe it's minute and a half or 2 minutes. I'm not going to do that on this try, because I have 452 health and 30 seconds left to live, and there's 2 of them. Yeah, so, yeah, that's the goal. You have to kill at least 2. The goal is to get as many kills as you can. If I could pick my mobile suit more, thoroughly, instead of being stuck with the Zaku 1, I could probably do better with this, but it is fragile, even with type disadvantage, and it gets kind of difficult. It does have 3 melee swings, which I forget constantly through this, because I believe that all levels of the Zaku 1 having the 3 swings is a newer development. When the game started, it and the Gym Light Armor only had 2 swings at the lower levels. And as you just saw, a single melee attack can hit multiple targets. When you are fighting things like when you are fighting against the Gym Striker or something with a really broad melee reach, Gym Striker, again, Eos are my 2 best examples. That is something to be aware of, because you can do a lot of damage to a lot of things that way. Just waiting for that Zaku to be done. I probably should have hid behind the sniper until it was ready, because I'm going to take another shot here, I think, before I can get a swing. No, managed to get it knocked down, but now there's a standard Zaku that can lob grenades at me. Again, I am not going to last the full 30 seconds on this challenge. Raid is my weakest subject in the game, because knowing when to use the maneuver armor and dealing with the fragility of it are things I'm not very good at. So, yeah, if I could last another 14 seconds, I'd make it, but I'm going to get shot over the top of that building or grenaded, which you didn't see because of glitches, but did happen. But yeah, I think this has been a pretty good grasp of the basics of combat. I may try and re-record my the bit I had done on custom parts rather than just rerunning it. But the thing about custom parts is they never give new skills, but they do enhance various qualities of your mobile suit. Thruster capacity, overheat time, they can improve the overheat time for both your thrusters and your beam rifles. It can improve reload time for ballistic weapons. There are a lot of things you can do with custom parts, and it all just comes down to how many equip slots a mobile suit has and where is what dictates what you can do. There's also a hangar where you can upgrade your existing mobile suits. And again, maybe that's something I'll go over sometime soon as well. A lot of what I haven't covered so far is fairly apparent in-game. There are tutorials when you go to use these things, when you get access to these things, that will give you the specifics of them. Paint does not come in until a higher level. The hangar doesn't come in until a higher level, so you'll have a chance to get used to the basics before they throw those at you. But they're things that ultimately you will want to be able to use because they're handy. You are also now able to get decals to put on your mobile suit to change the deco. There are some mobile suits, the Zaku 1, I don't remember if the Zaku 1 is one of them or not, where you can toggle certain decorations on and off, the Commander's antenna on Xeon mobile suits being the most common one. Some kinds of Zaku and other mobile suits you can put a take antennae on and off of, other kinds that it's fixed. But as you can see, with 50-some seconds left, I've got pretty good health. If I could have followed up, there we go, got it with the machine gun. If I could have followed up with a tackle, I could have had that guy done before I had any more damage done to me, but I ran out of boost. Again, managing boost, an awful lot of this game, just at melee ranges, managing your boost and managing your melee attacks are going to be the most important things. With 25 seconds left and a fair amount of health, probably the best thing I can do is go after this Zaku, because I'm still vulnerable. And now we get behind buildings and hide for 15 seconds. So I don't know if any of this is going to turn out, but I'm sure going to give it my best try because, like I said, I want to have, tips for beginners and things out there. I have not had time to re-record, but I want to get it going. So as I said before, if you have any questions about how anything works or if there's anything you feel I haven't been clear about or have gotten wrong, please let me know. But yeah, that is that cleared with, I think, 3 mobile suit kills. So that would have been 2 tokens if I hadn't done this ages ago. And yeah, that is going to do it for this tutorial. Check back every day for a new gameplay video. And like I said, feel free to ask questions. I really want to see this game do well. I have enjoyed it. And I hope you will too. But yeah, if you have more questions, please let me know. And that will do it for now. So until next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later!